So I make my videos based on my intuition, right? Which is, I believe the divine or God or the universe or whatever it is that you want to call it speaking through me. And if you click on this video, then there's something that has gone wrong in your life. If you clicked on this video, there's something taking place or has taken place in your life, and it has caused you a great deal of pain. It's causing you to be anxious, to be fearful, to be worried. And my message to you is, God's message to you is, be at peace. It will all work out. Be at peace. Everything will fall into place. There's this quote by Alan Watts in which he says, no amount of anxiety is going to make a difference to anything that is going to happen, right? And in the same way, no matter how much you worry, no matter how much you're fearful or you're anxious, that's not going to do anything to anything that has happened in your life or anything that is going to happen. So all that fear, all that anxiety, all that worrying, you won't solve any of your problems. And don't get me wrong, this is not me trying to negate or disqualify your feelings or how you're feeling in this moment, right? I'm not saying that. You have every right to feel how you feel. And I believe that every emotion and every feeling is justified, right? But what I am saying is that you need to take time to relax. You need to take time to breathe. You need to take time to just chill, to be at peace. And this is me sort of giving you the permission to find peace. Right now in your life, you're in a storm, right? You're in the middle of a storm, or you've went through a storm. And it's understandable that you're feeling how you're feeling. But all that stress, all that anxiety, all that worrying, it's only making things worse for you. It's only causing more internal turmoil within you. And the best thing you can do for yourself is to just relax. Is to find that internal peace and just be at ease. I've said before that you have to believe that something is working in your favor, right? You have to believe that something is conspiring in your favor. And it doesn't really matter what that thing is to you, right? It could be anything, whatever it is that you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. But you have to believe that something is working in your favor. You have to trust the natural flow of life. And you have to trust that whatever life is giving you in this moment is exactly what you need and is exactly what is meant to happen, right? And I understand that it can be painful, right? When experiences that we don't necessarily like happen to us, it can sting. I've had a lot of those experiences in my life. But when you believe that something is working in your favor, that's when that negative experience turns into a blessing. That's when that negative experience or that experience that you perceived as negative brings forth, something fruitful in your life. Brings forth something new, a new and a fresh start. When you believe that life is working in your favor, you see the positive in any experience that you're going through, no matter how hard it is, right? No matter how hard the situation is, you see the positive. And the thing about it is, right, for a new building to be constructed, the existing building has to be demolished. For a new building to be built, right, the building that exists right now has to be destroyed. And in this same way, for you to become a new person, or for your life to change and become a new life, the existing life that you have right now also has to be demolished. The you right now has to be broken down. People are gonna leave your life. You might lose your job, right? People that you've been friends with for ages might no longer be a part of your life. Whatever it is, you might lose someone. No matter what it is, for you to make a fresh start and be a different person, it calls for you to be in a different circumstance, right? Your old life has to pass. But sometimes we're not able to see that because we're so caught up in our emotions and in our feelings that we don't see how life is really unfolding behind the scenes. We don't really see how life is really turning out and working for us, which is why it's so important for you to believe and trust that something, no matter what it is, right? I don't care what you believe in. That's why it's so important for you to believe that something is working in your favor. So important, right? A lot of us are not able to see beyond what is in front of us. And what is in front of us a lot of times is very limited. It's extremely limited, right? From a negative experience, there can be something fruitful. From the experiencing that you're having right now, it can be a blessing in disguise, right? I've had a lot of those experiences in my life. A lot of the things that I went through, right? In the moment, I asked myself, why is this happening to me? Right? Why all of a sudden this is taking place? And then down the line, the dots were able to connect, and I was able to look back at that experience and say, I'm really glad that happened, right? If that didn't happen, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I wouldn't be where I am today, right? And those experiences taught me to just trust life, accept whatever life is giving you, right? Accept life for what it is, all its hardships, all its negative experiences, right? All its circumstances. Accept it all. This reminds me of a story that I was reading the other day of this Chinese farmer, and I'm gonna just briefly summarize this story. So once upon a time, there was this Chinese farmer, right? And he had a horse. Now one day the horse ran away, and his neighbors came by, and his neighbors saw that the horse ran away, and they said, well, that's too bad. And then the Chinese farmer said, yep, that's too bad. Then the following day, the same horse that ran away came back with 7 wild horses. And his neighbors came by again and saw that the horse came back along with 7 other horses. And they said, isn't that wonderful? And he said, yep, that's wonderful. Then the following day, he had a son, and his son was playing outside with one of the horses, and his son fell off the horse, and his son broke his leg. And the following day, his neighbors came by and said, isn't that awful? And he said, yes, that is awful. Then the following day, some recruits from the army or the military came by trying to recruit people for the army. And they saw that his son's leg was broken, and they couldn't actually take him to the army. And the following day, his neighbors came by and they said, isn't that wonderful? And he said, "Yep, that is wonderful." And what stuck out to me in that story is that whatever life, you know, threw his way, he accepted it, right? He accepted both the good and the bad. He accepted both the unfortunate, right, situations, and he accepted both the blessings. And this is how we sort of have to be in life, right? We have to accept whatever life gives to us. And if you realize at the end, what he perceived or what his neighbors perceived as a negative experience came something fruitful, right? In the end, it was a blessing. So this is what I mean when I say that life is so complex and there's so many intricacies in life that we don't oftentimes see, or we're not able to see what blessing is coming our way, right? We don't often see why this experience is happening. And this is why faith and trusting in the world or in the creator or God or whatever it is that you want to call it is so important. It gives you the ability to see and the ability to believe that something magical is unfolding in your life. And so I see all this to say, no matter what it is that is going on in your life right now, you know, I understand that it's painful. I understand that it's causing you a whole lot of hurt, or it has caused you a whole lot of hurt, and you're worried, you're anxious, you're fearful. You don't know why this is happening in your life. And I'm making this video to tell you that whatever it is that is happening right now in your life is happening for a reason. And because it is happening for a reason, you need to trust it. Because it is happening for a reason, you need to relax. Right? I'm giving you permission to relax. God is giving you permission to relax. You might not be able to see it, right? You might not be able to understand why it's happening. But just trust it. Go with it, right? Find peace. Find that internal stability and that internal tranquility. And just go with the flow of life. Because when you go with the flow of life and you trust it, and I've said this so many times before and I'm going to keep saying it. When you go with the flow of life and you trust it, life takes you to exactly where you need to be. And life molds you into the exact person that you need to be. So let go of your internal struggle. Let go and trust it. Go with the flow. Have faith. Believe. And your life will be transformed. And not only your life will be transformed, you will be transformed also. Thank you guys for watching. Peace and blessings.